Every money that comes from the business, he puts it back into the business. Any money that comes and his own extra money, he adds it to the business, just for the business to run consecutively. How many of you can still stand with your business? You can still stand with your business. It is very, very important. We need to understand these things. That's another thing I also admire about our Igbo brethren. They are an example of what true business is about. There are a lot of things you can say Igbos are this, Igbos, but see, you cannot take that away from them. You cannot take that away from them. An average Igbo man can come to this place without anything. He starts small thing, begins to do it. He can be on that thing for 20 years. And you tell you, I've been doing this spare parts business for 30 years, for 40 years, before I even married my wife. And now he's a successful man. And you want to enter the same business and you want to win him for 2 years. It's not possible now. But the average Southerner, let me not use Benin, the average Southerner is so impatient. We just want quick. Now money. If I do 1 year, 2 years, you no work, I don't enter another one. 1 year, 2 years, you no work, I don't enter another one. That's not how you make progress as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are resilient and they are able to make quality decisions. In the long term, they see their business from 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So if you are still here, you have not started seeing your 5 years plan, your 10 years plan for your business. You are still playing, you are still just trying to work out something. By now, you should be seeing 10 years from now for your business. And you should be making plans as if you are already in that 10 years and working towards it. It is very, very important. So, we said the next one is job specifications. The qualifications required, skills, experience, and education. This education we are talking about is not just going to school. Because someone can be literate but not necessarily educated. It's the truth. We've seen engineers that we tell them, a mechanical engineer open bolts from the car. He cannot open it, but he can tell you all the formulas they use to create the car. That one is someone that is just learned, but it's not really educated. So education is not necessarily going within the 4 walls of a school. The 4 walls of a school provides you education, but it's not necessary that you get education from going to the 4 walls of the school. I've seen guys that did not go to school that are very brutal salespeople. You give them a house of 1 billion naira, they can sell it. See people like Ola of Lagos, they didn't really go to school like that. But Ola of Lagos is one of the big shots in Nigeria. He didn't go to school. He didn't go to school. So education is not necessarily knowing how to read and write per se. Education is ability to think, see problems see solutions from problems, and use your mind to create systems that can create solutions to those problems. It is very, very important. So, skills are important. Experience comes with constant repetitive action. So the more you do one thing for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years, for 5 years, you gain more experience. Then there's education. So we have skills. Example of skills. For example, now sales is a skill. How to sell is a skill. Not everybody is good at selling. Not everybody is good at selling. Marketing is a skill. Things like video editing is a skill. Not everybody can edit videos. And one of those, as an entrepreneur, those are part of the things you should have at your fingertips. Basic video editing. You go to a place, do a video about your business, talk about it, edit it in a way that it makes sense. Those are skills that are very pertinent for every business. So the next slide. So identifying job vacancy. You determine the need for a new employee, expansion. So these are the 3 parts needed for the recruitment process. The next part. The next one, yes. So we are going to look at the second phase, preparing job description and job specification. So job description is basically, in summary, what is the employee coming to do in the business. So you create a job opening. I need a receptionist. I need a marketing manager. I need a logistic manager. Each of those positions, they have specific roles and functions that they perform in your business. So you should be able to properly itemize them in such a way that any person that sees them can read it and get a clear-cut information about what the job specification is about. So that is job description. The next one is job specification. The qualifications required for the job, you mean the skills, the experience, and the education. The next part. So case study, let's look at the case study. Okay, the next one now after this. Okay, so the third one is advertise the vacancy. So these are the steps. Use platforms such as job boards, WhatsApp groups, LinkedIn flyers, company website, etc. to advertise for vacancy in the company. It is important. So these are basic. Let's go to the next one so we don't waste much time. Then you receive and review applications. How many of us have ever done something like these processes before, trying to employ a staff in your company? Okay, you've done that before. All right. So it's similar to the steps you took through, right? Very, very important. The next one. So you conduct interview or tests. So sometimes when they've created the job description, what is the roles that needs to be performed, they check for the specifications, the skill, the education, and the capability of the people they need. Then they will create an awareness way or a marketing of that particular. So they create awareness as regards the roles that are available. That's where people will begin to apply. They tell you send your CV to this email. When they send it, the human resource manager will curate the CV, check if they meet the specifications. The ones that don't meet, they throw them away or they take them out. The ones that meet, they send them further mails for the next process, which could be a test or could be an interview, depends. When they interview the successful candidates, maybe they do an online interview. The ones that don't pass the online interview, they take them out. The ones that pass the online interview, they schedule a physical interview. The people that pass the physical interview, what they are trying to do is just to help to streamline the people they need and those that are very, very much qualified. So it's a way of downsizing and sieving to be able to get the best candidate for each role. That's what all these processes are about. The next one. So they offer employment and conduct onboarding. So onboarding is after you have employed them, you take them through a series of training to sell the vision of your business to them and to explain how things run, the standard operating procedures of your business and the various parts of your business. All right, the next one. So we have types of job interviews. We have the one-on-one interview, one interviewer, one candidate. We have the panel interview. Several interviewers assess the same candidates. That's the one most of these big companies they do. They have like 5 interviewers. They are asking you questions from different things and you are answering them. That's a panel interview. Then we have the virtual interview done via Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Space or Microsoft Workspace, whatever it is. Then we have aptitude tests, evaluate reasoning, problem solving, and etc. So the next. So types of training, we have the induction and orientation training. So you induct them and you orient them. Sometimes it takes a day, 2 days, 3 days, as the case may be, telling them about the values of your business, the standard operating procedure of your business, the various packages and incentives as regards the business, and just general orientation of how your business runs, your vision, and where you are targeting at, and how they can contribute in making those visions come to realization. So the next one. So we have on-the-job training. Most of the times, that's what some of these big companies do. They do on-the-job training. Maybe you are working, for example, now they told us that in the NMPC that even if you think you studied petroleum engineering or you think you studied chemical engineering or civil engineering, when you come there, they assume that you are a tabula rasa, that you don't know anything. So when they accept you as a staff, they call you a graduate trainee. So what's a graduate trainee? You are learning on the job. But banks do that. So you see a bank employing an engineer, they will take you through the banking system and train you on the job on how to go about banking. That's on the job training. So learning while working under supervision, practical and real experience while gaining experience while you are working. So it is another way of training. Then we have off the job training, learning outside the job environment, workshops, seminars, and courses. Most times companies take their staff to workshops for boot camps to train them. This is off the job, outside the work environment. Hope I'm not too fast though. Please, okay. So e-learning and online training. Let's just move past this part. These are basic parts. So importance of continuous training of staff in a company or in a business. Number one, it improves employee performance and efficiency. It improves employee performance and efficiency. Number two, it increases job satisfaction and confidence. Welcome, Miss what's your name again? Miss Favor, welcome. It increases job satisfaction and confidence. Number three, it reduces mistakes and workplace accidents. For example, if you are doing let me say, something like a logistic company where your riders will have to always be on the road, you have to train them on wearing the personal protection equipment so that in case of accident they don't have a fatal damage on their body. So those things are very, very important. Or you own a construction or a building firm, you have to train your workers on how to manage accidents within the workplace. Then we have the number four, helps employees adapt to new technology and market trends. Some companies now, they are doing AI training for all their staff. For example, now a company like Microsoft, you have to always, or Google, you have to always upskill. And most times that upskilling is done by the company themselves because they have a vision of what they want to use AI to do. And every staff of that company should have the idea of what that vision is. So they do constant training and it helps them to effectively adapt to new technology or the new trends that are in the market. The last one, but not the least, said enhances the company's overall productivity and competitiveness. See, one thing I've realized in Nigeria, the average Nigerian is a person that is the way, maybe it's the way we have been taught, yeah, but the average Nigerian is a person that believes in nobody can control me. I am boss of myself. And it's affecting a whole lot of things for us because most of the times, like we were saying the last time, that entrepreneurship is good, entrepreneurship is amazing, entrepreneurship is awesome, but entrepreneurship is not for everybody, at least in the meantime. Some people need to go through employment over a period of time to learn the necessary skills they need before they can even start doing their own business. If everybody is doing, I want to be on my own, I want to be on my own, who will now employ each other in the business? So being an employee, some of us, and the funny thing is, it's not necessarily our fault because of the way the employment pool in Nigeria is. You see someone teaching in a private school, the person naturally has passion for teaching. The person did not even want to open a school on his own. He has passion for teaching, he likes imparting people. But you are working now, teaching from primary 1 to primary 4, and they are paying you 25,000 naira. And when the person is hearing how much the oga is making from his head per student, and maybe that student has like 700 students or 700 pupils. So it's as if you are just working for one man to be enjoying all the money. So it'd be like, for me to be suffering myself, I know how to teach. Is it not just better I open a school for myself and begin to make my own money? So the truth is, whether I would like it or not, it is actually the situation on ground that is making almost everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. It has its own good sides, but also it also has its own disadvantages. Because at the end of the day, everybody just wants to be their own boss, which is good in a sense. But being your own boss without the necessary experience and understanding of some basic things in business, you will run aground. That's just the truth. So for some people, even if you have the vision to become an employer of labor in the future, to become an entrepreneur, a boss of yourself, you still have to go through some necessary rudiments. If you don't want to work under someone, you can have a mentor that can teach you and guide you on the steps to take. Please, every one of us, you need a mentor. You cannot do it on your own. No man is an island, especially in this line of trade, entrepreneurship, running business in a country like Nigeria. You need a mentor. You cannot do it by yourself. Because a mentor is someone that has gone through the phase you are going through now and is able to advise you by experience on what to do. Especially, they say there are 3 different types of mentors. There are the theoretical mentors. There are the mentors that worked with entrepreneurs, but they did not create their own brand. Then there are the ones that know theory and practical themselves. So for someone now that has worked as a manager of, for example now, you work as a manager of Pinnacle Brainiacs and Properties for 10 years. It's not necessarily your company, or you are an employee, but you're a manager. So you oversaw the day-to-day running of how the business is, but it has its own CEO. You can also be a mentor to someone based on the fact that you understand the basic nitty-gritties. There are some people that just have the theory of business. They study business administration. They know how business should run. To some extent, they can tell you some things. But the best kind of mentors you should have are the ones that have done both practical and theory. So you are entering into real estate, for example. Someone like Judah Samson, should be your mentor because he has been in the field. You understand how it means to run real estate. You understand the risks and the various things you can encounter in the process of doing this business. That one is a practical person that has done the business. He has sweat. He has seen what it means to do real estate. That kind of person can give you quality advice at every point in time. So when you come and meet him and say, sir, this is what I'm going through, he too has gone through that phase. He will be able to explain to you that, okay, see the way you do it, see the way you do it. Mentors will help you go through some level of shortcuts. So some of the experiences you are supposed to go through in the business, they have gone through, they were able to help you avoid those negative experiences. So there's a high need for mentors. Please get a mentor. Get a mentor. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So the next one. So GT Bank case study say GT Bank regularly trains staff in customer service, and it's not just GT Bank. We are using GT Bank as a case study. Access Bank, most banks are like that. GT Bank regularly trains staff in customer service and digital skills. This continuous training builds competence, leading to fast service delivery and a strong brand image in the banking industry. So it is very, very important. It's very, very important. How many of us have seen our brand to a point where you can have like 100 staff? How many of us have seen ourselves at that point? Your brand, like having multiple staff. Okay, boss is there. Me, myself, my own vision of my own brand is something that is global. It's not even, you should begin to think global. See, the truth is, the white people, they actually know how powerful we Africans are. The white people, they know how, if you go to America now, across the biggest fields in human endeavor, blacks, Nigerians, Africans are at the forefront. And they are just trying their best to make us feel like we are not good enough. But we Africans, we have to come to that point where we begin to think global. They sell us the narrative that you should just live to survive as an African. Just get more money, build one house, give birth to 3 children, train them in school, manage to buy a car, you get old, you die, or expect your children to now start giving you money. That is myopic. As an African, as someone that wants to build something, you should begin to see your business, your life as something that should impact 10 generations to come, 20 generations to come. Me as a person, I don't want to just go and it's only my children that remember my name. My great grandfather, and I remember his name. Why? Because in his own time, he was the heir of the Benin Kingdom. I remember his name. My own great grandfather. But my grandfather, per se, really didn't do much. He didn't do much, and most of the times, the only thing we remember him for is his son name. Maybe 2 generations after me, and they will never remember his name again. He has gone. But there are specific people that you cannot forget their name. 10 generations, you still remember them. People like Nelson Mandela, people like Elon Musk. You cannot forget those kind of people in the world. You'll be proud that you are the child of that person. So that's the mindset you should begin to have. That's the mindset you should begin to have. Currently, you are still at the survivor phase, but don't think survivor. Think impact. Think transgenerational. That's what I came to tell us today. Please, by all means, don't do your business just to survive. Except you are not convinced that that is your purpose. Some people are doing business that is not necessarily their purpose. They just say that it's bringing money. But the best entrepreneurs that makes it more are those that have seen this thing they are doing as their purpose. That's the only way you can make real impact. That's the only way you can create real legacy. I want to own the largest logistics company in the world. You are not too small to think like that. You are not too small. I want to own a big supermarket that is in US everywhere. You are not too small. You are not too small. Don't look at who am I. If I just get one, just manage the get small thing, I'm okay. No, you should begin to think global. Where Africans will be able to rise to a point where the world cannot but acknowledge that we are great. They cannot but acknowledge it. You don't need to like me, but you cannot just remove me from the list. I must be one of the great people there. You cannot. It is very, very important. You begin to think these things. It's very, very important. I was talking to a friend of mine that day, and he was like, "Oh, this is my side hustle." I was like, "This is my hustle." You are still thinking from hustle. No, that's myopic. I just try hustle, just try get what I go chop. No, you should begin to think beyond that. You should begin to think beyond that. Very, very importantly. So, all right. So I don't know if any person will be talking about staff, employment, recruitment. I don't know if any person has anything, or maybe we can check online. Bro, Maybe we could check online if there's any question or any feedback from them there. But I don't know if any person has a question or has, before we go to the next topic, if you have a question or you have any suggestion or contribution. Like I said earlier, I said, in as much as the one facilitating this class, I believe every one of us here, by experience, by education, we have things to offer. So if you have anything to say or to contribute as that what we have done so far, you could also talk to us about it, and the floor will be yours. Mama, is there anything you have to say? All right.
I'm learning.
All right, ma'am. Miss Favor, anything you have to say? You say. All right. So we'll be going to the next. Okay. Short time. All right, for Miss Favor, I think you just joined. I was saying that at the end of this training, we have a. Let me just recap. Okay, I think he too just joined. At the end of this training, there is a. How am I going to say it? A provision for financial support for our best participants for this training we are doing. There's an incentive that will be given to you, at least as a way of supporting your vision of your brand or whatever it is you are doing. And every how did they even say it? According to the scripture, I'm a Christian. According to the Bible, it said, "To whom much is given, much is also expected." Right? So someone is standing here for hours to teach you. He to also expect some little bit of feedback. And what we are expecting, I've applied for Tony Lumelu grant. Some things you go through the process of getting that $5,000. It's not funny sometimes. So the things we are doing here are not even necessarily difficult. At least we have 11 classes, total of 11, 12 classes for the session, and we do it twice a week. That means we are doing it for a period of, let me say, if we do Monday and Thursday, 11, that's, let me say, 2 months, for example. So, and we expect at least, for those who will be qualified for that grant, should attend at least 10 to 9 of those 11 classes consistently. Then the assignments that will be given, is very, very important that we do those assignments and submit them to the Gmail. I believe every one of us are on the group. So there's a Gmail account or Gmail link that is pinned to the group. That's where assignments are submitted to. We sent some of them last week. We sent about 4. So please, let's be up and doing. Let's do those assignments. They are basic assignments, and they're also for your business, for your own good. Then secondly, after attending 10 to 9 classes, secondly, you do the assignment. Thirdly, your brand must be registered. Because I'm not just going to be giving you something for a brand that is not registered. At least one of the first proof of seriousness is that you have registered your brand. So your brand must be registered. And we are saying that looking at the incoming year and the tax reforms that is going to be taking effect from next year, it's better you register your business as a limited liability company and not just as a business name. So that business name has a lot of implications in the negative on the business owner, but only a limited liability company, it helps to separate the business owner from the business. Your business becomes a legal entity, and as such, your business will be the one that is taxed. And for it to be taxed, there's a specific window, there's a specific ceiling you should get every year for you to get your money taxed. If you don't, yes, 50 million naira. If you don't get up to 50 million naira, there's nothing they will tax you about. So, but if you are still a business name, they'll be taxing you and your business. So that's how we say that it's better for you, although it's a bit more expensive, but it's better you register it as a limited liability company. And in a way of helping, we created a system for those who are interested to do it. If you haven't done yours, created a system by which we can help you mitigate the stress of registering that amount of money in case you don't have that amount of money. So I think it's ranging from 45 to 60,000, depends on who you do it with. So we can help you register the business at a very flexible way, in such a way that at the end of the day, you are qualified to get the support that we are going to give from this school. So please, and also the last one is, every one of us, there's a form that is available. It's a biodata form. And one of the essence of the form, it's not as if we just want to, 1,000 naira is not even money actually, but just in a way of commitment. We have a biodata form, and every person, for you to be eligible for that grant, you need to get that form. It's just for the token of 1,000 naira basically. So for you to be eligible, you have to go through these 4 phases and be successful in them. Then you can now see how it works. Do we get? So that's it. So we are going to be looking at motivation and employee performance. See, they say that labor that is not motivated will be of little or no effect. If you don't know how to motivate your staff, some of us, even at ourselves sometimes, there are sometimes you just feel unmotivated. Maybe you have been posting and nothing is even coming forth. Sometimes it could be very discouraging. So when it comes to labor is the only factor of production apart from entrepreneurship that labor is like the major human factor of production. And one of the ways humans can produce more is when they are motivated to do things. When you are motivated to do things. When I'm not motivated, human beings are emotional. Land is not emotional. Capital is not emotional. But human beings, and even the entrepreneur himself, could be emotional. Because whether I like it or not, you need your emotions to do stuff. Human beings are emotional people. If I'm angry, there's a way I will behave. If I'm happy, there's a way I will behave. So those times you wake up in the morning and you are just discouraged. You don't just feel like posting your brand, a lot of things. What is happening is that you are lacking motivation. And it could also affect staff also. So we are looking at motivation and employee performance. How does being motivated affect the performance of employees in the company? When we talk about employees, you too are also an employee, because actually one of the best ways you can even run your business is that you take salary from your business. Most CEOs that are very intentional with their business, they put themselves under salary. That for this my business, I'm not just going to be assuming that every money that comes is my money. The business is an entity of itself, so it's the one that owns the money. I'm being paid by the business. Once you are able to get to that place, at least that's a first line of discipline. So that when we talk about employee, we are not just talking about the people you are employing. You too, you are an employee in your business. You are an employee in your business, and it's very advisable. Every one of us, if you are making 50K a month, put yourself on salary. It's very important. So that once you collect your own salary inside, you are not touching anything from the business again. Your business money is your business money. So at best, you are being paid by the business. It's very, very important, because a lot of people don't know how to separate business funds from personal funds. And in the long run, it is very catastrophic for their business. So every one of us here have it as a structure that I am the first employee of my business. I am the first employee, and I am entitled to a salary. So you are not the one to determine how the salary is. I was reading recently, and in the year 1997, Steve Jobs was sacked. Will I say sacked? Was dropped as the founder of Apple. He was one of the founders of Apple. The stakeholders of the company now. That's why I love white companies, the way they do their business. They don't get too personal with the business. He was dropped. They found that as the CEO of this company, according to the productivity quotient or the KPIs of this company, the key performance indicators of this company, as the CEO, you have failed as the CEO. All right. You have failed as the CEO, and as such, you have to be dropped. I think it was early 2000 that they brought him back again as the CEO of Apple. And he was not angry about it. It was him that created the structure. So as a business owner, you should see yourself as the first employee of your business. It is very important. So the next, let's just be fast. But our boss is coming soon to just talk more on this. He said motivation refers to the internal drive or desire that pushes an individual to act toward achieving personal or organizational goals. It refers to the internal drive, the passion you have or desire that pushes an individual to act toward achieving personal or organizational goals. It is what makes an employee work willingly and with enthusiasm. So it's what makes you work with passion, what makes you enjoy what you do. It is called motivation. And it was given to us, this definition was by Robbins and George in the year 2020. So the next slide. So in business, motivated employees, when we are talking about employees now, what did I say? You should take yourself as the first employee. So if I am motivated as an employee in my business, I will work harder, I will offer better customer service, I will stay longer in the organization and reduce staff turnover. Okay. reduce staff turnover, and increase business profits. Motivated, satisfied business we produce satisfied, we create we interact with clients and create satisfied clients, and satisfied clients will always come back to the business. So you have this is us rounding off now. You have a receptionist that is going through depression. The workplace is very toxic for him. The person is not even able to breathe in the business. A client comes and talks to the person in the way that normally is not supposed to offend the person. The person is already lashing out. That in itself is making the client dissatisfied, and his clients are bringing money to the business. So there's need for motivation in every business. So many of us say, actually, the truth is, entrepreneurship is one business that requires some level of self-motivation. You have to be someone that has the ability to motivate yourself over and over again, even when the results are not forthcoming. It is very, very important. So this is where we'll be stopping for my own session. We are going to be having a short 2 minutes break for us to really just sit down, digest stuff, and just try and ruminate on the things we've heard so far. And then I would advise for us who are here and those who are also online, we want you to also get that form and just you fill it, put at least 2 passport photographs, any background passport photograph, so that we'll be able to get your data appropriately. Your business, what you do, and everything is in the form. So you just answer everything. So when we are done with the class today, you could just go to the receptionist at the front and get it from there. Some people started collecting. Okay. So for those who have not collected, you can just go and collect yours. So this is my session. Is there any question? This is the end of my session. Any questions so far? Or anything you want us to improve upon? From next week, or even maybe Thursday, this Thursday till the end, we'll be coming with resource persons from outside to teach us on some things, on sales, marketing, branding, and different aspects of a business that are very important. And you cannot afford to miss them. So maybe from next week, you may not even be seeing this face. I'll just be here to organize things. We'll be having external people and our boss to talk to us. So please, let's all endeavor to be on ground and take this thing seriously. I beg. It's very, very important. So thank you very much. Okay, you have a question? All right.
This is coming from a point of, should I say curiosity or context? First, I want to applaud you for your fantastic way you spoke. But I feel like the topic we introduced, I've really not grasped the idea from the perspective. That was why at first I said this might come from a place of curiosity, from the context of a business that already has staff.
Okay, that's staff
already, because the word appraiser basically I felt should entail staffs that are already on ground. When you say an appraiser of staff, it should focus on staff that are already on ground, how to review their performance and to know probably which one am I keeping, which one am I sending out. So I was looking forward to that point. But I have actually learned a lot in how to bring them in. So and how to maybe help them better and sustain them. But now, how do I cut size and know which one is performing and which one is not performing? So I was looking forward to that. So I don't know if there's any provision to.
All right, thank you. I understand everything you are trying to say, based on the fact that the first topic we introduced was performance appraisal and staff development. So he's asking a question of, in the case of a business that has staff already, how do we now appraise their performance, right? How do we review their performance? How do we check the one that is doing the right thing? How do we know the one to remove from our business and the ones to, we already talked about bringing in staff to the business. So you already have, let me say, 10 staff in your business. And let me say at the end of Q2, from April to June, if I'm not mistaken, April to June, you are trying to check from this point to this point, how has this staff, how have they been able to improve my business and make things work? So that's what it's asking from. So what I will quickly say, although time is not on my side, but what I'll quickly say is, first of all, every that part of reviewing comes should be much more emphasized, like the need for thorough recruitment process and onboarding is very important as regards this question, because most times most staff actually don't even have an idea of what the vision of the CEO of the company is, and as such they just sometimes they are left to their own assumption as to regards what this company is about. So when it comes to evaluating staff, first of all, it has to do with, because me, I'm not a person that is, for me as a person, I'm not a person that is, I believe in giving people chances, except someone that has just proven that this person is not it. Because there are specific people, I think boss was saying last week that he was working with someone and the person had told him a lot of things, that I've built so hotel before, I've done this and this before, I've done that and that before. And when they went on site to start working now, the person did not know anything. But in a situation like that, you cannot work with that kind of person. But if it's appraisal now has to do with you taking your time to evaluate each staff, every one of them has a particular task they're supposed to perform, and there's supposed to be a KPI. What are KPIs? Key performance indicators that are already on ground, that will be the basis of the examination or the appraisal. So at the end of so time, at the end of Q1, this particular staff, let me say sales manager, is supposed to have done this and done this and done this and done this at the end of this period. And at the end of that period, the person did only 50% of what they are supposed to do. So what you are now going to check for is it that this person really is not skilled enough for the person to have been able to produce 50% out of 100% of what they are supposed to do? Is it that this person is not skilled enough, or this person is outright a lazy person for them not to be able to meet this target? Then that's where the evaluation now has to come in, because the truth is some staff, like what we're talking about motivation, some staff actually need that level of motivation. Some of them are actually sometimes learning on the job. But for a case of a staff that is trained, that is skilled, that knows what it's supposed to do, that's not meeting up with the KPI of that staff, of that position, that's where we now begin to check for the KPI. There are specific tasks that the person should perform to get to that result that is expected. Okay, there are specific tasks. That's why I was saying that, for example, that there's a need for structuring for our companies. So for example, now let me say you do branding and this thing. You have a graphics designer that you employ in your company, and the graphics designer, you are not just going to employ the graphics designer just to come and be designing. You should have a target that this is at the end of so time. This is what I expect from this graphics designer. Let me say the person needs to always deliver on time. You need to deliver your work. Let me say every Monday you have to deliver, and in the time of evaluation, you realize that the person was always 2 days or 3 days back or late in delivery. Then you have to call the person to order and begin to explain to them that this and this and this are your performance indicators. If you don't meet up, you give them a 1 month grace. If you don't meet up to this thing, we have no other choice but to look for an alternative. That is where the evaluation of the staff. I don't know if it's
yes, but
okay.
you are getting there.
Okay.
But I still want, I'm talking from a layman perspective.
Okay, a layman perspective. Okay.
Say, if you ask now,
Alright.
yeah, most players are very well, some of us are not into businesses, and some of us don't, we do not study business administration or economics in school. So when you use terms like KPI, some of us, I know it's simple, what it's meant for, but we don't actually know the function.
Okay.
So this brings my other question,
Okay.
which is, what are the indicators to set your KPI as a business owner?
All right.
Is it determined by, is it profit driven or vision driven?
All right.
Because some of us that are into big business most times might not be in it for profit purpose. Some of us might decide to set up an NGO, which we serve, which is service for humanity and purpose. And that is the vision that is driving such an organization. So if I have staffs, and most times an NGO works with staff that they pay.
True.
So how do I set my KPI? Should it be vision driven or profit driven?
All right.
So I wanted us to see how we can get it
To that point.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So before I progress quickly, this thing would have taken like 30 minutes, but there's no time. But it's okay. quickly, like what I said earlier, basically doing business from a profit-driven perspective is, to me, I would say, is a selfish to some extent. Business is about profit actually, but if your sole purpose of doing business is just to make profit, to some extent you are still living from that survival mindset. Actually, that's what I would say. Because like what we were saying, when we talk about KPIs are what we call like targets. If I employ this person, this is a target I want you to meet at a particular period of time. That's performance indicator. That's your target you want to meet. So let me say, for example, I employ a sales manager for my company. I'm just talking to everyone. I will come to that question. I employ a sales manager. At the end of 3 months, I expect you to have generated 15 million naira worth of income or revenue for my company. That's the target you give to the person. That will be the basis, and in meeting that target, there will be steps and things the person have to do consistently. And if the person needs to upgrade, they will have to improve on those things consistently to be able to meet up with that target, which is what we call the KPI, key performance indicator. So every staff in the company, in employing a staff, KPIs are one of the, or targets are one of the reasons or one of the purposes for employing. So this person has a target that you expect them to meet in line with the vision of your company. So that will be what the person is working towards. And at the end of that period of time of the assessments, that's what you use to evaluate them. How much of this target was this person able to meet in this period of time? How many percent? If it was supposed to make 15 million after 3 months, and the person made 9 million naira, what made it that the person could not even hit that target or even go beyond? Because going beyond is also a possibility. So what made the person fall short of the target? That's where the evaluation and assessment begins to take place. So like what you were saying, let me go back to the second question. So in doing business, the profit-driven mindset is something, but at the end of the day, you cannot do without both of them, actually. But it's just that for someone like me, I would say being vision-driven should be foremost, much more than being profit-driven. So being profit-driven is not bad, it's good. But your desire for profit should not be more than the vision that you have. Because what we call entrepreneurship is you seeing a problem, seeing the solutions to that problem, and creating a product that can constantly provide solutions to that problem. And that has to come from a vision, because for you to see a problem, it means that somehow you have the need to make things better for other people. That's a vision. So, and in the process of creating that value or creating that solution, money is one of the things that comes back to you. So you're talking about the fact that, okay, maybe you are running a business, but your main purpose of running that business is not even necessarily the business. You have to create an NGO that can give back to humanity. And in a situation like that, you also have to employ people. In that case, what I'm saying in this fact is, at the end of the day, you should be able to effectively make every staff understand what the vision of that business is and how implementing that vision can, in the long run, translate also to profit. I don't know if you understand, sir. So the vision should be at the forefront, because the truth is, if you are more profit driven than vision driven, there are different ways you can get profits. Is the vision that even creates the ways you even produce profit or generate profit for your business. Because, for example, now let me use Pinnacle Builders for example. We have a vision, we have a mission for the company, and every staff is supposed to be working in alignment to this vision and mission. The purpose of us doing the business is actually the vision and the mission, actually. But at the end of the day, we generate profit from the things we do. So in generating profit for the things you do, you can use different means to generate profit. For example, now we have affiliate marketers here and salespeople. The person can decide to sell land or use Pinnacle Builders name to do it in a way that is not clear. But at the end of the day, the person just wants to get commission for himself. In the end of the day, it's spoiling the vision and destroying the mission of the company. So what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, in recruiting staff, the vision of what you are doing should be at the foremost. Make them realize that the vision is more important than even making profit, because if you go outside the vision of the business, you are now creating another narrative of what we represent. And that's not what we don't, that's not what we want. So for example, now we are a company that talks about integrity in real estate, for example. Then you go and do, as a salesperson for Pinnacle Builders, you go and do something to someone, talk to the person, and at the end of the day, it's bringing bad name to the company. You're already spoiling the vision, in as much as we will make profit on that transaction. But you're already spoiling the vision of the company. The vision is to create a real estate company that is known for integrity, trust, and known for security of what you buy. So at the end of the day, the vision precedes the profit-making mindset. But that does not mean you should not have the mind to drive to make profit, because it's even the profit that makes you pay staff. If you don't have profit, you cannot pay staff. So what I'm saying is that any staff that consistently goes outside the vision of the brand, you have to do away with those kind of stuff.
Even if it's making profit.
Even if the person is making profit, that's why I'm saying that it's something that is consistent. Maybe at the first time he did the thing, an infraction took place, and he told the person that we don't do this in this company. This is the vision. This is what we do. And any other ways you achieve profit outside this vision is bringing bad name to this our company, and we don't want that. Our reputation is the most important currency. It's even beyond money. We don't want that for this our brand. You tell the person the first time, you tell the person the second time. You cannot keep that same staff in your business. You have to look for a way to take them out of the system. Everything should align with the vision of the brand. Even the processes of making profit should align with the vision of the brand. So that's what the CEO should consistently do to the staff. Make them realize over and over again that this is the mission of this brand and this is the way we make profit. There's a specific way. If you are doing it outside that particular vision, you are not supposed to be here. Maybe you are supposed to be somewhere else. That's right. Okay.
Before you employ a staff,
Okay.
there's already a staff code of
Conduct.
on ground.
Yes.
And before you employ a staff, there's a reason, there's a role that you expect that
Staff to meet.
to meet.
Yes.
So if that's the essence of training. So before you take a staff like a full time, the staff should have known the code of conduct on ground.
Yes.
So you will not go outside what the rules that you set for that. Where there's no law, people can behave.
Yes.
For a standard organization, that should be in check.
Yes.
Then you that is the employer, there's a vacancy, there's a need that you want that staff to fill. I think that's where the KPI comes in from. It's from those duties that the person performs part-time. Like in some organizations that I've worked in, organizations before. That's why they give them probation period. So during that probation, before it used to be 6 months, but we realize now it's like 3 months. So during that 3 months, if the person is not meeting those duties, is not fast in learning, even on the job, and with the training that we give the person consistently, is to maybe sometimes they write letter, they say, okay, we cannot take you as a full time. That's the most time they take them as part-time first before upgrading them to a
Full-time staff.
So I think for that KPI, the duties, the rules that you said, if the person is able to meet it, that's where you appraise the person for. And in appraisal, character comes in, the roles, the duties that the person do. And most of the appraisal comes with even increment of salary.
Yes, motivation too.
Motivation and
Yes.
this and all that.
Yes. So thank you very much, sir. So okay.
I have just one question.
All right. All right.
When I came in, you were talking about the recruitment process.
Yes.
How you get to employ staff.
Yes.
How you advertise as the
Yes.
needs of a certain
Yes.
organization. And in recent time, from my interactions with business owners, both family and friends, we discovered that in this time and age, people don't want to work anymore. And you've also made mention of the reason why everybody is choosing to, I want to be boss of my own, I want to be my own boss, stuff like that. So how do you go about recruiting staff? Because many persons, they are in a festive season, and what some persons will do is, let me just work November to December so I can buy one dress. Let me just work so I can buy one hair. Let me just work so I can change my phone. This is a mindset.
True.
You understand? If you get to interact with some of this person, they are not vision driven. We are talking about mission, vision. These are for people with insight. Somebody that is not thinking about survival, thinking about what I want to be today, but thinking about impact, impacting value. Personally, as a person, anywhere I go to, if I'm to come to Pinnacle now and say I need a job, I'm not going to talk about salary. What I want to see is what can I contribute to this company. Then salary or commission or whatever they call it will not be my role. So in this type of time and age where people are short-sighted, permit me to use that.
Yes, it's the truth.
That's what I
Actually.
call it. How do you go about hiring the right people? How do you go about recruiting individuals with this type of core value, vision-driven mindset? How do you get this type of
All right. Okay. Before we talk, okay. Okay.
Not what you said, what she said. I have something practical.
All right.
But somehow, let me just say,
All right.
I run an NGO.
Okay.
wow?
Okay, I run an NGO for teenagers. You
Okay.
get. So, but one of my friend who also runs an NGO asked me, "How are you able to like get people who you are not paying and they are working for you free, designing, doing all that stuff?" So I said, "It's just to pick the right people." How do you do that? It takes time. How do you do that? First and foremost, you meet somebody who you share your vision with the person. You must know your vision, know what you are doing. Know, okay, I'm vision driven, but in that vision there is a goal, and at the end there will be money to be made. You let the person know. You understand? From the first, you have to check for the kind of persons you are meeting. See the qualities you like, if they have the skill you want, and tell them, please, can you partner with me? Not just work, partner with me. People don't want to hear, can you come and work under us? Partner with me, let's push this thing forward. You get. So getting that, first and foremost, I had to get a health person, like two of them, told them, and they are doing that particular aspect. Academic people too, then those for reaching out to schools, then those for the graphics design too, then those for the skill acquisition, people that will teach free of charge. You get. Then there's one particular person I got one time who said, I can teach these people how to create YouTube content. He now said, but will you pay me? I said, I won't pay you, but I will tell everybody in the group to like your page. Are you get what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
So I'm selling something, I'm selling the vision, then I'm looking forward to how he can also better him,
Benefit
like
from
benefit.
from the
Then
vision.
there's one of our graphics designer. I discovered, okay, this guy is not having work, he's not working now. So I had to like look for how to get him something where he can also focus on the vision. You understand? So while we're talking, I just wrote down like 7 things
All
from
right.
what you've been
All
saying,
right.
which is to get all these things done. One, the vision. Then two, you need to they need to know their roles, the roles they are coming in for
Clearly.
clearly. It needs to be written down. At least it has to be in that application. So the appointment letter. Then they need to know the goals. Goals is monthly, weekly, even daily.
Yes.
For the graphics, is how many designs are you doing per week, how many are you doing per month?
Per month.
You understand? Where are you sending it to? Those for social media. You get. So, and before then, you on your own, you need to arrange a system, arrange a structure. Who are you reporting to? Who are you meeting
Yes.
to? Who are you submitting this to? Then you need to have a strategy. Okay, how many schools are we going to? How many things? So if all these things are in place, if you see now, you have more work to do. You have more work to do. When you do the more work, you discover that these people just come and follow in. Then I think that is just the
Thank you
few.
very much, sir.
Okay.
So, like what, like the question, I think he touched a bit of the question. He touched a bit of the question because the truth is, even sincerely, um, most entrepreneurs, business owners, sincerely, are also very selfish. Sincerely, like there are very few people. We know that we are running a business, not to. This is not in a bid of trying to praise the CEO of this company. Is a man that does not just believe in me, myself, and I. He also believes in empowering other people. See, when people really see that you are, I know you are paying me salary, but when people really see that beyond you just paying me salary, you are very, very much interested in my development. You are very, very much interested in my progress as your staff. 80% of the times, most staff will we understand that whether you like it or not, people will still be bad, people will still be somehow. But most of the times, when you, the owner of an establishment, really care about your staff, they see that you really value them. We are not just, I'll come to what he was saying. That one is also rampant. It's a Gen Z problem, actually. It's a Gen Z problem more. So, when they begin to see that you actually really value them and their progress, they can do a whole lot of things for you. And like what he was saying, as a business person, it is very important that you have what we call in business, there's something they call SOPs, standard operating procedures. Those things should be documented. Every role in the business should be documented when it comes to the targets that each role should meet. And nobody should be confused as to what is my role, what am I bringing to the table. Everybody understands what they are bringing to the table. So that is, at some point, that's even where they will begin to judge themselves from. There are sometimes there's a CEO, that book I sent to the group, Your Next 5 Moves. He said there are some certain times he created a system in his organization where he doesn't even need to come and meet you. There's a way he created is that there is an organogram, consistent organogram from one person to the next person, where each employee reports each other. They even created a system where as if they have an accountability system among staff. So they pair them, you and this person, you people are team members. You and this person, you people are team members. You and this person, you people are team members. So you are accountable for this person's progress. The person is accountable for your progress. And both of you will be accountable to the boss. And most times they put a leader among them. So that person now is the person that will be looking out for the next person. As regard your target, have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? The other person checks on the other person. And that's how progress is made. Like what he was saying, it is very, very important that the vision, one way or the other, the employee sees how the vision will benefit them. And also for that one he was talking about, I'm trying to just answer everything because Chief is outside. For that one he was talking about, it is actually an issue that is currently on ground in Nigeria, where everybody just wants to be their own boss. Some people just feel working for another person is, you are just stuck in life, you are not making progress working for someone else. But the truth is, in as much as these things are very rampant, and I feel it's a Gen Z problem, because an average Gen Z is not even focused. An average Gen Z, it's even happening now that if you go to where people learn work, people don't want to learn work again. And this one is something that will benefit them now in the long run. Fashion designers, they are looking for who will learn fashion. Nobody want learn. Everybody want press laptop. Everybody want big. Everybody want drive Benz. Nobody is really ready to sit down to really work. So in order to get quality staff, one of the first things, you have to tighten your recruitment process. You have to tighten it, and also be able to sit down, ask them questions, do a thorough check, background check. Where did you work before? Why did you leave where you worked? How long did you work there? If you see some people's work history, although people can also lie, but that's why it's very important you do your own personal research about the person. You see some people's work history, it will be so obvious that this person worked here a year, he left, 6 months, he left, 3 months, he left. Obviously, that kind of person is not a viable staff for a business. So you really do thorough research. There's a need for you to do thorough research as regards the people you are employing. For someone like you now, that you say once you come into a company, you are looking more of what am I going to add to this company, and in return I will get value. Someone like you now, maybe you have worked somewhere before, you did this and did this and did this, and they did underground research and they saw that those things, your claims are true. There's a high tendency that if you did it well before, you are going to repeat it again. So you have to there's a need for you to now thoroughly research the people you are employing in your company. Don't just employ them because they have a good result. Take your time to really check. Do an underground check for your employees. And it is very important. The recruitment process is getting tough and tough and tougher. So most HROs now are becoming more tough as regards the recruitment process. Because for you to get quality staff that will be able to push the vision, it is very difficult. So you have to do thorough research as regards those things. Do thorough research, make sure that they understand the roles that they are going to play, and sell the vision to them much more, and make them see how the vision in the long run will also benefit them. So with that, at least you can go far, you can go a long way. So I don't want to waste much time. Our boss is already outside. So I would just want to usher him in so that you can just. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Enough kinetic energy. So I won't be wasting more of our time because time is fast spent. I know many of us have something to go and do. I will just try to at least use like 30 to 40 minutes to round up. At least we have about three topics to talk about. So what I will do, because of time, I will drop these I will personally send these these outlines to the persons that are online and the persons that are here today. We don't do that, but I will do that because of time. So I'm not a time waster. I always say it's only devil that wastes people's time. So I will not waste your time. So help me with the slide. We are going to be talking about, I don't know if it talks about motivation and employee performance. It did. Just a bit. All right, all right. So motivation. Everybody in life needs motivation. So we want to be successful in life. That's what's motivating us to strive hard to attain all we need to attain to gain growth so that we'll be successful. So that's the motivation. So some persons have been motivated because of maybe peer pressure. My mates are doing better. I want to work hard so that I will meet up to their level, to their standard. So every person in life, at the end of this class, we're able to know what's motivating us. Some persons have been motivated to go to work because of salary. Some persons are motivated to go to work just because of the environment. You know that some persons like the environment they are working just because of, some people go to work because of AC. Some persons go to work just because of the environment to snap good selfie or because of the brand name. Do you know who I am? I'm the manager of Sterling Bank Nigeria PLC. They will add it to their what's it called? Their profile. So the truth is that there are so many things that is motivating persons. And we have a lot of theories we are going to talk about. Let me just focus on this topic because it's one of our most important topics. We said motivation and employee performance. We are not going to narrow it just only to employee alone. We are going to broad it to our own way of life, every aspect of our life, so that we have the more details about performance and the motivation. By way of definition, we said that motivation is referred to the internal drive or desire that pushes an individual to act toward achieving personal or organizational goal. When we mean personal, that thing that you want to achieve. Yesterday in our hangout, I made it clear to us that you must plan, you must set a goal for you to be successful in life. And if you want to be successful in life, don't just plan, make sure you set what? System, strategy, and structures that will make it work. So one of the strategy that will make any individual to meet up to personal or organizational goal is what we call what? Motivation. It is what? It is a strategy. And these things are what our politicians are using to manipulate us today. It can be either positive, it can be either used positively or it can be used what? Negatively. It is what makes an employee work willingly with enthusiasm. You see, some persons they are very, very reluctant. When you ask them to do something, they will start asking grant, should I put my leg? Should I do it or not? After all, how much are they paying me? Is it not 10,000 naira? What would that do for me? But if there's something that is motivating them, you will see that fire in them, that enthusiasm. Just like, for example, I remember there's one person with us here. The first time he seal a deal in the real estate. The next week, you see this man everywhere. He's striving, motivated, trying to close another deal. Because there is a system, there is a structure that has been put in place, which is the motivation. That money has been able to solve some problem within that short period of time. So assuming after bringing the client, we said, wow, you have done well. Thank you very much. Take a Pinnacle cap and go home. It will not be motivated. It will not go and look for more clients. So motivation is a system, it's a structure, it's a strategy that has been put in place for someone to be motivated to meet up or achieve a set goal or a set task. So what then are the types of motivation? What then are the sorry, go back here. In business, motivated employees work harder, offer better customer service, stay longer in the organization, reduce staff turnover, and increased business profit. When I talk about increased business profit, for example, in the real estate sectors don't pay very well, just like the insurance company, because they tie what motivate their staff to commissions and referral bonus. You understand? So for them to be able to have a good turnover, you see some estate they increase their referral bonus, unlike every other estate. Some person might decide to pay 10%, some might decide to pay 15%, just for them to be what? To have a higher profit, business profit. So the more you are increasing your referral bonus, the more your agent or your feed marketers will be bringing more customers for you. We started with about 7%, we increased it to 10%. Then with time, when we see that those persons, the titans, the marketers that are serious, or the realtors that are serious, will continue to what? To increase their bonus. We have major motivational theories. At least I think we have about 3 motivational theories. We have the Maslow hierarchy of needs. The Maslow, please display that triangle I later sent to you. The Maslow, it has a triangle like a pyramid of hierarchies of need. No, this is not the one. This is that Maslow? Okay, yeah, that's Maslow theory. Go back. That's Maslow theory. Maslow theory, go back, please. Maslow theory is made up of 2 theories. He said we have the theory S and the theory Y. Douglas Maslow, who was a business psychologist, he said he assumed that people dislike work and must be pushed or controlled. Assume people to, sorry. Oh, sorry, Douglas Gray. I'm talking, sorry. I'm very sorry. We talk about, give me Maslow theories first. Let me talk about Maslow. Okay, Maslow theory, hierarchies of need. Abraham Maslow proposed that people are motivated by hierarchies of needs and arranged from basics to advanced. It talks about the basics need. It talks about security needs. It talks about psychological needs. It now talks about psychological need. It also talks about what do they call it? They call it the recognition needs. So give me the hierarchies. Yeah, it says psychological needs. These are salary, food, allowance, rest, some minor, which are the basics need. From this psychological needs, safety need, that's what made up the social need. Then the social need and esteem need, that's what made up the self-actualization need. What are self-actualization need? I'm just trying to bring up, I will explain again one after the other. Self-actualization need is, for example, you have set a goal that at the age of 30, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a PhD holder. And at that 30 or 29, you're able to actualize it. You will see yourself feeling fulfilled. You will see yourself what? See yourself being feel fulfilled. That will motivate you to be able to accomplish another set goal for 40 and for 50 and for 60 and so on. There's a woman in Greece that said at the age of 50, she called her mentor and said, I've been able to accomplish all I've set that I want to do in my life. And he said, what do you think I should do next? He said he set a goal that is going to travel around the world twice. He did it. He said he set a goal that he want to be a doctor. He did it. He said he set a goal that this country and this country I want to build my. He was able to achieve all his goals. He now called his mentor, have achieved all my goals. What next can I do? So those people, there's people like that. You see them, any task you give them, they'll be able to do it because they have one mindset. I've done it before. I can still do it again. So let's go back again. Give me the theory, the error. I sent it to you now. You are confusing me. There's one triangular stuff I sent to you. I just get it this morning. Where's your WhatsApp?
I'm not sure I'm doing it. Maybe it's you.
Am I the one that sent you this one? Please, I'm sorry. I sent you something. sorry. I thought I sent it to you. Ecological needs are the air, the food, the drink, the shelter, the warmth, sex, and sleep. This made up the psychological need. Then we have the safety and security need. Protection from elements, security, order, law, and stability. Yesterday, I was discussing with one of the senior staff in Coca-Cola, NBC, that is Nigeria Bottling Company. As we were discussing, he said that Coca-Cola, he said that they don't pay, sorry, on air, he said they don't pay for hazard, said they don't pay for hazard and what is it called, and they don't pay for hazard and the rest security needs. Said that alone is affecting most of the staff in that area for them to meet up to their task. I said, wow. He said many companies they use this Nigeria stuff like this Nigeria on the high rate of unemployment to undermine the way they are paying the staffs. For example, if you are working in Indomie, there's a lot of security hazard. Indomie companies, there are a lot of security hazard they are going to give you. There's a lot of security benefits that is going to tie to it. And if you check the production rate in those kind of company, is higher than companies that is not paying for hazard. So at the end, those people who are not paying for hazard, they have the higher numbers of employers. Because if they have 10 employers, 7 is going there to sleep. They will not work. They will not meet up to their target. But those who are paying for security, safety and security hazard, you will see them, they will continue to get a lot of high turnover than those that is not paying hazard and for, sorry, that is not paying for security and hazard. So when we talk about the hierarchy of need, we are talking about you that is an employer focusing on the needs of your staff, focusing on their psychological need, their food. You can just decide sometimes, oh, you people have done well. We are able to meet up these tasks. Okay, this afternoon, all the lunch are on me. I don't know if you understand. I'm just want to take everyone out. Let's go and relax. Let's get lunch. Or from today henceforth, as far you are able, if you are able to meet up with our task, this office, we are going to be having lunch from the company's pocket. You will see your staff, they will begin to what? Hijack. Just like Aboki, when you take Aboki to site to work for you, you tell Aboki, I will buy you mineral and bread. You will see them, the way they will work for you is different from how they will work for you, you're not giving them something. Why? Because it is a psychological need. Psychological need is very essential. Like company that is paying their staffs, that is giving their staffs accommodation, you see the way when you need them, it is easy for you to get access to them. Unlike those who are not staying within, they don't have what is it called, housing allowances for their staffs. So all these are psychological needs. Psychological need is very important to attend to because it is the basic need of human. It is psychological need and safety and security needs that brings love and belonging needs. The loves and belonging needs are the friendship, the belonging, intimacy, affections, and love. All these are emotionals. So for example, how are you close to your staff? What is your relationship with them? Your relationship has a lot of way to affect them. If your staff sees you, what are they seeing? Is it fear? Whenever they see your call, what are they seeing? Are they having this fright? So they will not be able to explain, they will not be able to relate with you the way they ought to, and that will affect their what? Their productivity. We have self-esteem. Self-esteem is achievement, mastery, independence, status, dominancy, prestige, and responsibility. Self-esteem help to build, help to increase productivity by building self-esteem in your staff. Telling them that they cannot do it, they are good for nothing. What are you trying to do? You are bringing them down. They will not be able to achieve anything in life. I remember vividly when I was teaching my boy how to open the door. It was 2 years plus. I already taught him how to open door with key. I was teaching him. He was trying, he was not doing it well. I was telling him, you can do it. You can do it. That motivation, now he can open any door. Maybe if I have, it's 4 years, he can open door. When we come, we just throw key for him. It's very important to teach them these things. God forbid you are not at home, something happen, emergency, they can open door and come outside. And you understand? So first of all, it was very difficult. He felt that he cannot do it. But that self-esteem, building self-esteem in him, you can do it. You can do it, son. You have done it before. Do it again. You know, self-esteem in staff, building self-esteem in them will motivate them to give you what? To give you high return. Self-actualization. Make your staff to have opportunity to belong with the society. What is your plan? I do ask. Sometimes if you want to employ anybody, I will ask you in the last 1 year, what have you done? What goal have you set for yourself in the past 1 year? In part of our structure in Pinnacle Builders, we put something like, if you want to go further in school, we'll write an agreement. We'll sponsor you. Those are the things we are going to. It's part of it. Many of them they have the document. I don't know if you've seen it. Eugene is not here. We have the document. If you want to further, maybe you want to go for your masters, or there's a seminar we want to send you outside our company to go, and we'll sponsor it. But we'll pay some part, you will pay some part. But there's going to be an agreement that after that master, there's a number of period you work. It's not that we'll not be paying you salary, we'll not touch. But not after we have trained you, you have now actualized your self-actualization need. Then you now said you want to go and use all those training and all those skills to go and work somewhere else. So when you have this structure for your client, your staffs, it will help them to what? To grow. For example, you are in a content creation department. You have a content and creating company. You said in the next 1 year, we are going to train 10 persons from Pantech School of Content Creation. And you give them a document to sign that after you go to that school, on no account will you leave this company for 3 years. Your salary is intact. I don't know if you understand. Your salary is what? Is intact. But this thing you have learned, you are going to use it to what? To build the company. So that is self-actualization. Ask your staff, your workers, what is your self-actualization goals? Knowing their self-actualization goals will help you to do what? To build, to be able to build to build a motivation system that will give you a good high return at the end of it all. That's that about the Maslow hierarchy of need. He said it's psychological, safety, social, esteem, and what? Self-actualization. Then we also have the one of the Abeg's two factors theory. The Abeg's two factors theory is separated into hygiene, which is salary, work conditions, and motivators, achievement, recognition. The salary work condition is that making sure that your staff is being put in a structure that their salary is able to meet up with their needs. We know that our what is it called? Our minimum wage in Nigeria will not be able to buy us a bag of rice in some certain period of time. But you as a boss, you'll be able to give them other leverages so that they'll be able to get something from. And at that time, they'll be able to sort their need. For example, Pinnacle Builders Homes and Property, our salary may not be at that big, but you, if you are serious, you can make up to 1 million naira a month. That's the truth. I personally, I pay myself commission. I pay myself what? Commission. Because if you don't have those structure, you start using the company's money. If another person bring that client, I will pay them commission, yes or yes? Yes. So why not paying myself commission too? So that's how I operate. So that will now enable me to be able to hustle hard to get clients that will what? That will give me money to sort my need. So salary work condition must be intact so that so that your staff will be able to give you good return. What are the motivators? For example, motivators are something like this: trainings, seminars, hangouts, anniversary parties, vacations. You see some companies, they give leaves and they give leaves loan. They have system of like health assurance. We have health assurance, we have health insurance, we have other form of motivators that will make your staff to be what? To be more active, to give you good returns. Then we have Gregor theory. We have two types of Gregor theory also, which is the S and Y. The S, McGregor, is assumed that people don't like work naturally. There are two types of people. Let's use slide for that part. Let's use slide for the no, that's true, it must be. Yes. Yeah. All right, sorry. We said we have the Esberg two factors theory. We said we have the hygiene factor and we have the motivators factor. The hygiene factors, it prevents dissatisfaction, but do not motivate. Do you get that? It prevents what? Dissatisfaction. For example, you are not dissatisfied for not coming to work because you know at the end of the month there is something you are expecting, but it might not motivate you. That is an example of what? Salary. Work environment, like the one I talk about. Some person just like work environment because the environment is clean for them to do paparazzi. The environment is cool, AC, and the dress sense. I'm working in bank Monday to Friday, I'm always looking good. Then job security. What is job security? There are some persons who work in maybe for example in the media, like state media. I don't want to mention any name. Their salary majorly is not more than 70,000, but their name is heard everywhere. But why? Just the security. At the end of everything, I will have what? Retirement plan. I'm working in government parastatals. I have opportunity to get loan. That is job security. So those are the things that will be motivating them. Not that the salary is enough for them, but giving your staff this kind of opportunity. For example, I said Pinnacle Builders, we are giving you opportunity to school further. That is what? A security system. But the salary might not be okay. Pinnacle Builders, they are giving you opportunity to get referral bonus that will give you 1 million a month. The salary might not be okay. This is referred to as hygiene factors. Motivator factor inspire employers to work harder. For example, we have a plan that the highest 6 person in the company will get a plot of land at the end of the year. And there's a target, there's a benchmark. You cannot go and sell 2 plots and say you will get. I don't know if you understand. When we are talking the highest, we have a minimum of 10 plots a year. At least 1 month, you are able to sell 1 plot. I don't know if you get it. So that is what hygiene, that is what motivator factors. Because there is something key to it, there's something tied to it. After you don't give me those percentage finish, you are still going to give me a plot of land at the end of the year, you see everybody, they will be struggling, they will be motivated to what? To sell that property. So you can now narrow this to that little business you are doing. For example, I'm doing a logistic business, I'm doing a laundry business. Do you know who can apply all these things to it? Tell your client, if you're able to bring 10 customers, your customers will get one cloth free. This place where we wash our car, they discover, I talked to the manager one day and I surprised they adopt it. When you wash car, they will give you a ticket. When you wash car, they will give you a ticket. If you have 5 tickets, you're entitled to 1 car free. I just talked to the manager. He just joke like, oh God, I'm not the trial, I'm not getting market strategy. So I just talk, I waka comot. The next time, after like a month or thereabout, I surprised they gave me ticket. I said, which one be this one? I say, if you get 5, you don't wash. I said, I bet secretary the whole land because I will lost it. So one day I washed my car. He said, this one are free. I said, okay, because I bring small car, now you give me free, abi. I bring big motor, you not give me free. So all these are strategies. You can apply it. The truth is that I will not take anything from you. Instead of them going elsewhere to go and do that same thing, they will come to your place often over and over again just for them to get that ticket. So you can apply it to any of your business you are doing. Whether you are a tailor, you can do it. You can tell your customer that if you sold 5 clothes, at the end of December, I will sew 1 cloth for you free. It's possible. Any occasion they want to do, they will go. Whether your cloth is good or it's not, they will come. Give them tickets. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes they will even go and bring their friend's cloth to come and sew just for them to get that ticket. It will not cost you. And another thing again is that if you are giving someone a bonus, let that bonus be quality as the same as what they are paying for. Not that because you are giving them bonus, you go and give them low standard. Maybe for example, you are running a laundry business. After they have 5 tickets. You used to iron the cloth normal. You used to iron the cloth with gator. So because this one is not a bonus, you will not iron it. You just put it inside nylon and go and give them. So all these are motivators factors. It helps to promote business. It helps to increase output. If hygiene factors are poor, employers complain. You see that they will only complain, but they will not stop. The salary is too low. Now because say work not in Nigeria, and I make me dey come. It will not make them to stop. They will not be motivated. If motivators present, motivators are present, employers will deliver excellent performance. So most companies that strive well, they use the motivator factors over the hygiene factors. Hygiene factors will make workers to be lazy. That's the truth. Hygiene factors make workers to be lazy. If I said I will pay my manager 500,000 now, he will not give me output. If I tell him that I will be giving 20% commission, he will give me more output. True or false? That's the truth. And those are the logic insurance companies, those are the logic real estate companies are using. So if you put that in your business, it will give you more output. The next slide, please. The McGregor's theory, S and Y. Douglas McGregor categorized employees into 2 assumptions. It's an assumption theory. Anything assumption theory is not something we must take into serious. We have more than 90 assumption theories in different sectors. Assume that people dislike work and must be pushed or controlled. So you cannot just be forcing them like, Zion, go and do this thing. No. If you will get headache and you will burn out. So you have to create a system. You have to what? Create a system that will push them and force them to work. That is what this theory just talks about. He said, assume people enjoy work, take initiative, are self-motivated. He said he assumed that most people don't like work, or some people enjoy work. Those are his assumptions. There's a narrow line between them. There are some persons they like work. That's true. While there are some persons they don't just like work. You need to push them. Those are the 2 sets of people we want. And before you employ anybody, know the place the person belongs. There are someone we have in our company. I know the person very well. If you don't push her to do work, she won't do. but she's very good in whatever she is doing. But you must first of all what? Push her, give her some little bass boost before she do that work. The leadership style is a autocratic leadership style, either participative or democratic. Democratic don work for some persons. Anybody that does not like work, you use democratic style for the person, that company will collapse. A good leader must have these two types of leadership skills. Sometimes you know how to be democratic, sometimes you know how to be authoritative. If you are not authoritative, you will not be able to do anything. So in your business, you must understand your staff. Look, every entrepreneur or every CEO have a need to get a high level of psychology. If you don't get a high level of psychology, your business will collapse. That's why there's one book I always recommend for every CEO, which is emotional intelligence. We have done that course in this company more than 10 times. Emotional intelligence, back to back, emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence. You must be emotional intelligent to be able to know someone who like work and someone who did not what like work. Okay. And at the same time, you will know how to apply the democratic style. Talk to them with mouth. Please go and do it now. At times, you will know when you will use the autocratic method. As a manager, it's not every time you must beg your staff to go and do something. At times, you have to give them autocratic. Next slide. So this is the S and the Y theory. It said employees are inherent, lazy, and we avoid work if possible. He said employees are self-motivated, take responsibility for their work, and seek out challenge and other opportunities for growth. It's just giving an assumption theory. So it's either the employees are this or the employees are what? Are this. So if the employees is this, they need authoritative. This is autocratic. If the employee is this, you need what? Democratic. He said these factors include job security. Okay. Then when the employees are this, then you use the hygiene factors, which is what? The salary. Someone who is lazy, if the salary big, you dey come work every time. But if this person is motivated, self-motivated, he likes work, use the what? The what is it called? The other factor, the motivator factors. These factors include recognition, achievement, opportunities for growth. So you use the motivator factors. I don't know if I'm making sense or we are understanding what I'm trying to say. So without slide, it's very difficult to explain this. That was why I said we should use slide. Give me the next slide. So this is the same thing. We said people need close supervision. People who don't like to work, they need close supervision to do their job properly. People are motivated by doing a good job. Those who like job, they don't need you. In CV, you will see so many things. They will tell you, I can work without supervision, but give them work. They will do the opposite. They will say, I can work under pressure. Charity. Sometimes I will pray charity should not go and cry in my head. People are lazy and we avoid work when possible. People want to work and be praised for what they do. There are different types of people. People just like praise. You are very good. You will see them, they will do more. But some, whether you are praising them, they don't want it. So people are not happy to take responsibility for their own action. There are people like this. If you tell them this is what you did is wrong, they will say, but sir, this is why they don't want to take responsibility. These people are a very common set of people in our society, especially in the Edo State. We have a lot of people who don't like taking responsibilities. So you must be smart enough to be able to know the different type of people working with you. People enjoy making their own decisions and being left to get on with their job. There are different types of people. The only thing that drives people is money. People are happy to accept responsibility for their work. There are different types of people. People must be pushed if they are to perform. What matters more to people than money is self-fulfillment. There are people like that. I'm one of those class of people. There are two things we are going to ask each and every one of us. Like me, what motivates me? Money is a mock shower, and we have to say the truth. But you see this self-fulfillment and growth. I have a scale I check every time. What's my growth factor? What's my growth factor? If God forbid, I've never seen one year that the way you were last year, that is how you will still be this year. It's very wrong. And if that is your way of thinking as a Christian, you have to go and redefine your mind. You have to, so it's not only sometimes sin. It's not only sometimes sin that makes you come out to rededicate your life to Christ. You see that your life is not going to according to what Bible has said. He said the path of the just is like a shining light that shine brighter and brighter until the perfect day. You see that your life is no longer the path of the just. It's not the path of the just. What do you have to do? You have to rededicate your life to Christ. It's true. I'm telling you the truth. Serious. You see, your life is no longer like the path of the just. Meaning your life is truth. The Bible has said it. That your life will shine brighter and brighter. It's not only financial though. Your life, there should be changes. If you see there's no changes, come outside and what? Rededicate your life to Christ. Practical ways to motivate employees. What are the practical ways to motivate employees? Number one, recognition and reward system. When we did our anniversary this year, someone went home with a gift and there was a prize that was tied to it. Why? The best staff for the what? For the year. At the end of this year, if for example we are opportune to do end of year party, we also do what? An award and a prize tag for that person. And at the end of the year, if we are able to have maybe the highest paid persons that meet up to the benchmark, we give him a plot of land. All those are what? Recognition and reward. You give them reward of their hard work. See, nothing is too small. There was a time we started with electric iron. The first reward we give in this office was electric iron and whether 50,000 naira. And it really motivated the young man that won it. First of all, he was thinking it was a plot of land because I put the money inside our envelope. The money was put inside our envelope that we used to give plot of land. As we were presenting it, look at the smile in the young man's face. I said, if only this man knows. I said, if only this man knows that it's not a plot of land, it's 50,000 naira, he will not be this happy. So celebrate achievement publicly. Best marketer of the month. Celebrate them. If you celebrate people, it makes people to do more. Clear communication. This is where we normally have issues. No, I do have issues in this area. Clear communication. I will just give you SY. It's you that are going to go and put Z. So it takes people who are patient to work with me a lot. Ask questions. If you don't understand, don't go and assume. If you assume, you will do the opposite. Clear communication. Share goals, progress, and expectation clearly. That this month, this is what we want. This is what we want. Don't allow them to assume. Assumption is the lowest level of reasoning. Assumption is the lowest level of reasoning. Don't allow your staff to assume. Don't allow them to assume to do anything for you. Allow them to what? Ask questions. Relate. Sir, what if we do it this way? If we are passing through this route, it's going to be difficult. Why not use this route? Who have this pen? You? I was wondering. But I know that pen is. So you have to what? You have to set clear communication system. First salary and incentive, including bonus, commissions, and performance reward. So all these are what motivate employees. Any questions so far? Next slide. Career growth opportunity. This one is very important. Though we are just practicing it, it's something that this company must maintain. Because there is no price that can be fathomed with career growth opportunities. That's why you see that is the only one reason that would have made me to do lecturing job. Career growth opportunity. If you are a lecturer, you tell them you want to go and do 2 years course. Nobody will owe you. They will send you abroad to go and do it. Career growth opportunity is very, very important in any organization. It might just be a minor career. It might not be something you can start from somewhere. Your staff is working for you. You hear they buy any seminar in town. Enroll them 20,000. We do it a lot here. 20,000, 50,000, 60,000, a lot. There's no 1 month that any of our staff will not go for seminar outside this company. Many of them are here. Sometimes we send two, sometimes we send three. Why? What they are learning, they are bringing it back to you. So career growth opportunities, promotions, training sponsor and mentorship, supportive work environment, team spirit, positive supervisor and employee relation. You are supervising someone, it's not that time you will go and call the person goat head. There is nothing you can do. You are just a failure. Those things should not be heard amongst any supervisor. Motivate them. I know it's difficult, but we can do it. I know it's what? It's difficult, but we can do it. At times, things are like this. Sales are difficult, but let's push harder. So we must learn how to use the right word at the right time. I set an example here. I said Indomie Nigeria, the Dufi Prima Foods, motivate employees through welfare programs, performance bonus, and continuous staff development. This reduce staff turnover. This reduce staff turnover and keeps morale high. You see, once you have given, you say what? Once you are giving them incentive. Do you have any questions? All right.
So is it possible for someone to be in between X and Y, have characteristics of X and half of Y?
You cannot be in between S and Y. You can have some in S and have some in Y. Just as our what do they call it? Wait. Our temperament. Just as we have temperament, you can have like three temperaments together. You have some in this, but one must be dominant over the other. So it's possible for you to have some. There are some persons who did not like to work, but when you motivate them a little, they will do the work without supervision. I don't know if you understand. That is why working without supervision, you don't like to work is S. So now they don't like to work, but when you push them a little, they will do the work without supervision. While there are some, they like to work, but they cannot work without supervision. So performance appraisal and staffing development. As a CEO or entrepreneur, you must understand performance appraisal and staff development. How will you develop your staff? How will you appraise them at the end of the month? So performance appraisal is the systematic evaluation of an employee's job performance, productivity, and contribution to the organization over a specific period. It can be monthly, it can be 3 months, it can be yearly. In simple terms, performance appraisal helps the employee measure how well and how employee is doing their job. How will you say this? Let me use let me use which company will I use now? What do you do? So branding. Okay, yeah. So for example, you run a branding business and you have like 10 staff. And in that staff, you must definitely have the arm which design, the arm that design. And you also have the arms that print. You will have the arms that do maybe sewing and wherever. So you will create a system that each month we have a target, that this is the number of targets we'll be meeting. And if any of those team, those arms are meeting up to the team, sorry, for example, the designing arms now, each day they are supposed to design five five work or wherever. Then at the end of the month, they are supposed to design over a 150 work thereabout. So if they meet up to their targets, you will definitely give them an appraisal. That this team did well today. Their launch this week is on me. That is a fine appraisal. So how were you able to get that systematic way of taking record? By daily multiplied by the number of days they are working. You understand? So that is a systematic way you must put in place. Because if you are not putting systems in place, things will not be working. If you just assume they just come to office in the morning, they go home in the evening, some persons will work while some will not work. You will find out that you are using the salary of some persons to pay those who are idle, those who are not working. So it's a simple terms. It's a simple way of what measuring the performance of employee, how well the employees are doing their job. So it's just a simple way you can do it. There's no formula for this. It's just the way that will be easy for you. For example, with Pinnacle Builders now, we're into land. We are into selling of land. For example, that is the local way of saying it. But we tell you that we sell value, we don't sell land. So at the end of the month, we don't say this month our target is for us to sell 50 land. And the front desk, your target is to at least follow up to all the leads that come. At the end, I will call manager. How many calls they call this week? How many persons are we expecting for inspections? The logistic manager, how many inspections do you do? Those are the things you will not check. If, for example, we are supposed to sell 5 plots this month, we are unable to sell the 5 plots, we'll go and look for where the error comes from. If the front desk did not call, the customer cares, they didn't call the calls, the lead that we generate, they didn't call well, then the logistic manager, you took 10 people to site today, this month, how come none of them buy? What did you tell them? Where did you go pass? What was the discussion on the way? You understand? So you'll be able to get those kind of appraisals. So that's the system that we're talking about. Next, purpose of performance appraisal. Performance appraisals help the organization to improve employee performance, reward hard work, and identify poor performance, make decisions on promotion, transfer, or discipline, build stronger communication between management and staff. There's one thing about Pinnacle Builders Homes and Properties: the management are not emotionals. Once they see you are not performing well in the company, they don't waste salary. They either tell you to stay home for some time, or they take you off from that position, put you in another position that you're able to do better. There are some persons who are not good in making call, but they might be good in writing. There are some persons who are not good in talking, they might be good in listening. So you have to just understand this person might not be good here. Okay, let's try this person in another place. Method of appraisals. We have different types of method of appraisals. We have different types of method of appraisal. We have the graphic rating scale. Employer is rated on a trait such as a punctuality, teamwork, and communication on a scale 1 to 5. Maybe, for example, Mr. Eugene, you have a scale like this, 1 to 5. Then you will just, let me draw something. This is an appraisal, for example, like a graph. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is for Mr. Eugene, the month of November. Then Mr. Eugene, the scale comes like this. Okay, let me say this: January, February, March. Then in February it was 1. January was 1. Then in what is it called? February it was like this. In March we now found out that it just go to scale 0. You have to go and check what's happening. This guy has been great. In January he did well. February he did well. Why is he doing very poor? You find out that someone that used to be at work at 8 o'clock is now coming to work tonight. You have to find out what's happening. I don't know if I'm making sense. So these are the reasons why we do appraisal. You can just be doing it on your own without anybody knowing. As a manager, you must have all these things. These are the things you have to checkmate your workers to know if anyone is passing through emotional issues. There are sometimes mental stress affects their productivity. Relationship affect a lot of productivities also. So we have the 360 feedback. Feedback is gathered from supervisors, colleagues, clients, and sometimes subordinates. Maybe supervisor, you go and ask, the manager asks a subordinate, a foreman, what's happening? Your supervisor is shouting at you people these days. Why? I don't know. We said that supervisor is the cause. Anytime we are giving him idea that we should use to do work, he don't use to listen. That's why our productivity has dropped. So you can do your own 360. The 360 feedback. Ask this one, ask this one, ask this one, ask this one. Gather your information around so that you're able to build a good working space. Number three, management by objective. That's what we call the MBO. Employee performance is evaluated based on specific target or goals they agree to achieve. Like the example I made, a specific target or goals. If these people meet up with the goal, they have passed their appraisal test. If they don't meet it, they have failed their appraisal test. Behavioral observation scale. How is it behaving? When you are talking to when you are talking to the staff, how is he responding? Does he take responsibility? Does he argue? Does he shout back at you? Does he feel pompous? Evaluation is based on how often the employer demonstrates specific desirable behavior, e.g., always follows instruction, always meets deadline. For example, I will just give you a slide. I need this slide before 2 hours time. And instead of the person to do that slide, he start pressing phone. There was one of my mentors, he said he traveled for 3 weeks. He gave them to do 1,000 slides for him because he was having a lot of teaching. He said he came back, they didn't do the slide. They have done about whether 130. He now said for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. He said immediately, he said, please, I want to see you in my office in the next 1 hour. He left. He said that 1 hour he gave that people, he said they were able to do 700 and something slides. He said, I want to see you in my office in the next hour, 1 hour. He left. He said, how many slides have you been able to do? He said, 130, sir. He said, 130. He said, in the next 1 hour, I want to see you in my office. He left. They said in 1 hour, they're able to do about 700 slides because they know what they are going to face in his office. Next slide. Staff development strategies. You must create a strategy. You must create a strategy to develop your staff. For example, yesterday I was telling someone in technical departments, they broke a TV. I said the problem people are having is because of lack of development. I took time to do a research why hotel fail in Edo State. It's human capacity development. Lack of human capacity development. That's why you see bank hardly fold up. If bank fold up, it's not because of poor management. It might be because of some certain things that happen. Bank cannot fold up because of staff is coming to work late. Bank cannot fold up because of staff did not answer questions or they did not attend to customers well. It might be a factor, but mostly it's very rare. You will see bank, they are one of the sectors that do the highest human capacity development. They do the highest. Every day there must be a training. If there's no training every day, every Monday there must be a training. But hotel, once they employ you, it is finished. Just like what Jesus Christ said. Once they have staffed you, it is finished. They don't do capacity development. And that's why most hotels believe fail. The only hotel you see that do capacity development, they will not fail. Protea Hotel. You go there, you see them. They are well dressed. You cannot hear someone in Protea Hotel say, go give me that hair stick. Go give me that Tony hair. Or you see someone in Protea Hotel, he will wear his white sleeve flying in the air without dressing well. Everything is order. So such company, they hardly fail because weekly they have what they call pep talk. They do capacity development. So others, every other hotel you see there, they are wearing uniform, but the uniform many are dead. You will ask them some questions, they will not answer you. There's one supermarket I used to buy something from. You buy 5 things, they will not give you. They will give you 4. You go home, you go and be looking for the last one. You will not see it. I went to the manager. I said, you are the cause of all these things. He said, how? I said, you don't trade these people. We assume they know it. They don't know it. We assume they know it. We don't tell them. We don't show them. Consistency is the goal. You might staff someone that is washing your clothes, doing laundry for you, pressing. Continue weekly. Have a meeting. Let it be a routine. You see, if you want to iron this sleeve, that is how you first of all press here, fold it. Make sure this one and this one are equal. show him. If you know, you continue, look for another thing again. If you want to remove stain, focus on that place for some minutes. Look, even if there's no duration, just tell him any duration you know that by that time, just say focus on this thing for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, wash every other place together. There's a system already. You might think that thing is not working, it's working in him. It will become perfect tomorrow. So in that your office, as you're having in that business you are doing, whether you are doing a tailoring business, those apprentices you are complaining about, it's not their fault, it's you. You only teach them how to sew clothes. You don't you don't tell them, you don't teach them morals. So capacity development is very, very important in every business. Staff development focuses on improving employee skills, knowledge, and growth potential. If their knowledge is low, their potential will not increase. I always say that there is no business that will ever outgrown the person that is running that business. This is it. The level of your business, the growth of your business is directly proportional to your knowledge. So if your knowledge continue to grow, your business will continue to grow. If your business grow more than your knowledge, that business will fail. That business will fail. The business will collapse. There is no way that your business will grow more than your knowledge. It's either you have someone that is running the business that have the knowledge more than you. Like for example, Dangote might just know about the inflow and outflow of refinery, but you don't know the chemicals, you know the machines, you don't know everything. But you employ someone that is doing it for him. The company might be bigger than his knowledge, but it's not bigger than him controlling the business. I don't know if you understand. So that's how it is. So if your business is grower than you, the business will fail. So also with your staff. You give someone sensitive part to manage, and that sensitive part is bigger than the person, the business will fail. That's why every Monday is a routine in this office. We must do a pet talk. What are we talking about? It's not only a meeting. Why we did not sell, why did not sell. No. We talk about training, talk about how you sell land, how you talk to customers, how you do documentation, how you do call, what you tell them when you are taking them to site. So those things are important. Staff development activity, coaching and mentoring, one-on-one guidance from a supervisor or a senior staff. Professional course and workshop just like this. Training programs, internal or external, to upgrade the skills. There was a time I paid somebody a huge amount of money, Caleb Akpasubi, to come and train our staff here. You were there. You were there then. He came. Caleb Akpasubi, sometimes he can charge you 500,000 for 3 hours. He came to train staff. It's not, we paid some kind of money to train. I've trained. I said at least let a external person come and also train these people. They didn't pay 1 naira. It's me. Why? Because the business should grow. We must do it. Job rotation, moving employees across various departments to build experience. It's not a throne that you are here, you'll be here forever. Once this person has mastered this place, is good. You will rotate the person. You go here. Today you have not been to radio station before. Today you are going to radio station. Go and talk. You will learn it. Tomorrow, God forbid, this person is no longer in this company. We'll start looking for someone that wants to cover that space. When we have a lot of staff, you will go and so you have to rotate them. That is the work of a CEO or a manager. Role enlargement, enrichment, giving employees more than responsibility to build confidence and leadership. I was telling someone this morning, I said, please, oh, this is the office we are creating for this person that is coming. Oh, as you are doing this office, please, you will still be overseeing also office. Why? Because that place we don't have someone there. And once you are able to do this, you are able to do this. Tomorrow we might decide, okay, focus on this one. Then the other person that is coming, if I'm not around to train that person, you that have experience, you will train that person. So those are the reasons why you give them more than 1 or 2 responsibilities. It's not that you are multitasking them, you are just helping them. Because tomorrow you can go to elsewhere to work, you can start up your company. And you don't have money to employ a head, marketing head. You don't have money to employ an accountant. You don't have money. Who will do the accounting? Who will do the expenditure? Sometimes we just spend some money from company's account. We send the receipts to them, record it. Because you don't have time to do all those things. Front desk can do accounting. He's doing accounting job directly or indirectly. You understand? So when accountant come tomorrow, you will not say, please let me see the note, how you go record expenditures. You will show her. Then I'm not there to train the accountant. So that's the reason why you give employers more than two responsibilities. The goal of staff development is to make employees more valuable to themselves and the organization. Whatever you are learning in any organization is yourself. There was a time in Canaan Land, Winners Chapel, Covenant University, staff were complaining that salary is too low, salary is too low, salary is too low. Then the VC, he called for a meeting. He said, everybody sit down. He said, are you put here because of salary or because to learn to go and start your company or your school? Everybody keep quiet. That was the end of the meeting. Because the intelligent people have collected the template of that school. They are now having their schools in different states. And they are making waves. Because you have the template. As you are working there, you have the template. So you that is complaining for salary because you are the brain is very small. You get? He said, are you complaining for salary or you are here to learn so that you go and make waves outside? But some persons will just think that it's just the salary. It's not the salary. Make it, get something, learn, get the template, use it to go and start your. You work in Canaan Land and use the template of Canaan Land, Covenant University, the best in West Africa, to go and start school. You think that school will fail? It will not fail. Only the church. Only the church. I'm telling you, if you are a winners person, you are close to how they run the financial part of that church, and you use the template in any business, it can never fail. It can never fail. So that's just the truth. So whenever I go back, there's something I want to pick there. So the goal of a staff development is to make employees more what? Valuable to what? To themselves. I like this thing. It didn't say to the organization and to themselves. It said to themselves first, because you must be very valuable to yourself before you can even transfer that value to the organization. So it's yourself first before the organization. Go back. Case study. UBA, United Bank for Africa, introduced a talent management program to identify the high-performing employees and place them on a fast-track growth path. Result, it increased the productivity, improved staff morale, and reduced employee turnover. So these are some certain things you must put in place for you to be able to work to fast-track your turnover. Do we have any questions as regards to this? Somebody may ask, this matters. I just want to learn how to sell, make money. Look, if you don't do all these things, your staff will come. All the money you have gathered, they will waste it. So this is very important. It's an essential class for you as a business person and also to yourself that is working in any organization. So do you have any questions, please? Do you have any questions? Is there any question? So let me just talk about the workspace, the workplace. What's the time, please? 52. Wow. I think we'll close here. I will drop that. Workplace ethics and employee discipline. Quickly, the slide. Workplace ethics are workplace ethics are the moral principles and professional standards that guide how employees behave and make decisions and interact with others in the workplace. I will stop here. Look, when you are starting a business, don't wait to start have employees before you make rules. Make rules before the employees come. So because if that period of time you are going to work without rules, a lot of damage will happen. So you have to first of all create rules. When they come, let them to come and make the rules. If it's possible, put the rules in the wall so that they will see it. Sometimes if you want to make rules, I did it one time. If you want to make rules, call all the staff together. Ask them, if this person do this or do this, what should be the penalty? They will write it down. It's not a rules. We put it in the wall. So anybody that, it's people that decide. There was one thing that happened that day. We all come together. We said anybody that insults social person, this is what he should be paying fine of 10,000 naira. So this person has insulted this person. What should they do? He should pay 10,000 naira. Nobody will hate boss for that one. In Western world, they don't press phone in the when you are in in the office or in your workspace. So boss is not talking, you are not pressing phone. What should we do that person? The person phone should be seized for 2 days. For example, I'm just giving an instance. Then when it happens, it's not a rules. So don't just go online and type rules. Let it sometimes it's good for you to create rules within yourselves. If manager talk to somebody in the office and the person talk back to manager, what should be the penalty? If you see they are diplomatic people, set a rules in their presence, they should adopt it. There are some persons that we want that rule because they are their colleagues. There are some of their colleagues they don't like, that they want that rule to cash with. They will approve the rule. So you are not the one setting the rule now. So those are ways we make rules to make your workspace. And one of the things that God has blessed me with is with staff. I don't have problem with staff. I can travel, I will have peace. Because I will not hear somebody is fighting. I will not hear somebody is talking about gossiping or those kind of stuff. And the foundation has already been laid. If peradventure any of that kind of person come, we throw the person through the fence. So it will not, because it's the foundation that really matters. So you must create a work space, a space that is very healthy for your workers to work. Ethics determine what is right and what is wrong at work. For example, what are the things that are wrong? Absenteeism, misuse of company property, corruption and bribery, discrimination, dishonesty and fraud. So, for example, anybody steal from company's account, we have our Nigeria law talks about fraud. Then you people have your own laws. So, disciplinary process, verbal warning, written warning, suspension, termination. So all these things must be in place. All these things must what? Be in place. So please, we are stopping here. If we have any question, please, you can ask or you can send me the question to my message. Now, I would like us to do this assignment for the week. Assignment for the week. The assignment is using Maslow theory. Explain how an employer can motivate a sales agent in a land sales company. Using Maslow theory, explain how an employer can motivate sales agent in a land sales company. I made mention of this, so you can do that and submit through the email. Do you have any question, please? Or we have any addition?
Yes.
Okay. Use the Maslow theory to explain how an employer can motivate a sales agent in the land company. That's just it, but let me see the right word I use. I said using Maslow theory, explain how an employer can motivate a sales agent in the land sales company. Okay.
So it's not a question. So I wanted to just point out something very clear.
Okay.
I have been opportunity to attend several seminars, several fora like this.
Yeah.
And one thing that I notice is most times people talk about what to do, but they don't talk about how to do it. And that
Okay.
was why I was asking a question
Yeah.
before, which you dealt with in terms of how
To do it.
the appraisal is
Yes.
to be done. You have
Yeah.
answered the question. Many
Right.
of us here tried, but they were still hanging on the what to do. You have to put this in place. You have to put. I know that this is what to do,
How will
but how
I
do I put it?
Yes.
So I am happy that you were able to bring that, and you made something clear, which I was expecting. Although the young man tried, I was expecting it. Like, it doesn't have a particular formula to do it, but these are basic things to do it, which you highlighted. It's quite unfortunate that I didn't come with my pen, considering the situation of my coming here. I would have been able to highlight this thing, but I believe maybe after now I'll reach out to you and see how I can get my hands on all of this profile. And I want to deeply thank you for this privilege that you gave me to be here and to learn this new way of handling business. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Thank you very much for that. The video is online. You can watch it on our YouTube. I'll send you the link. You'll get the complete video for all the classes. So our materials are very, because we'll be giving out the handouts at the end of this class. The handout is what you will use to set up your business, to learn how you can write a business proposal. So that business proposal class is a very important class, because before you'll be getting any empowerment from any person, you must have a business proposal. I wrote my first business proposal with whether 80,000 naira then. I paid someone. Now it's more than. One of my friend in UK was setting up a business. I introduced it to the girl. He paid 250,000 naira for a business proposal because he heard that it's UK that he wants to use it. So we are going to teach steps. You know, one thing about Pinnacle Brainiacs is not only do. We'll teach you how to do it. I'm a man of system, structure, and strategies. So you cannot just tell person this, but you must teach them the structure, the system, and the strategies. So because that's the problem we have. This webinar we'll be having on Sunday is going to be a power pack. I noticed something. It's as if I do well online than something I don't like. I don't know. I noticed it lately. But I was not like this. I don't know. Maybe the faces I'm seeing. Or we are too close. That's the truth. We are too close. That's what I just as I said the word immediately, it's as if you throw something to the wall, it came back immediately. That's the truth. So we'll work on that. So thank you everyone for coming. So by Thursday we're having our next class online. Then on Sunday we have a webinar class. The 3S, which is strategy, system, the wonders of it on the pathway of financial freedom. So let's try to be there. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir.